Welcome to Disturbing Books for Disturbed Readers, your new favorite way to find the most twisted, depraved, and gruesome reads. Each episode features a to-the-point, spoiler-free review of one of my top picks. If you find that we have similar tastes, then come along. Let's find a new story
to give you nightmares.
This episode's recommendation is Fluids by May Leitz. Meet Lauren, a regular American girl in the midst of a personality crisis. Meet Dahlia, a trans woman looking for home in an unaccepting world. When lightning strikes between two of them, we learn just how far both will go to keep each other, destroy each other, and leave the world to die. What if the person you loved was only looking for shelter? And what if you were just desperate enough to kill for her, even if just for your entertainment? Fluids is a gross love story about toxicity and the divide between those looking to rise like a phoenix from the ashes of their past and those looking to self-destruct. This book was first published in 2022, and I believe this author is actually a horror YouTuber. This is just 179 pages. It's pretty quick. It takes a little while before the horror really kicks in. There's some sort of real-life horror elements before that, but once the gore starts, and I will say this is a gory book. This is an extreme horror novel, as the subtitle says. Lots of body horror and gore. Once the gore starts, my initial thought was, this is over the top. This is ridiculous. This doesn't even make sense. And it turned me off a little bit. But as I kept reading, it sucked me back in. And by the end, I was actually shocked at how she put so much meaning into a story like this. A lot of times books will forego the story or the purpose or themes even in place of gore and shock. And she did not. This is rife with both. And one of the more interesting parts to me also was you get the perspectives of both characters, which at times clash with one another. So you'll get the story from one person, then you essentially get inside the other person's head and can hear what they're thinking, and I really loved that part of it. I could not believe how beautiful the ending of this book was after this disturbing, fucked up story. The end almost brings a little happy tear to your eye, which honestly just does not even make sense, but if you read it, I think you'll agree. From the author's note at the end of the story, she said, "I wanted to create a story that took elements from our social faux pas and taboos and gave them actual tangible meaning." And to me, that's exactly what she did. She talks about using her traumas essentially to write the worst book. And she did, but in using those traumas, it has a reason to exist other than just to shock you or to make you feel squeamish and then forget about it. I was absolutely astounded with what was packed into these 179 pages. It's short. It is not sweet, but it's absolutely worth the read. The beginning was a little slow, but once it started going, it really went. I enjoyed it a lot. I would really recommend it. One really grounding aspect of this story is how throughout it centers around the plight of LGBTQ people. And even before the insane extreme horror starts, you still have the elements of real life horror of being a gay person, being a trans person in a place where you are not wanted. My one warning about this book is that if you need a trigger warning for anything, this is not for you. Whatever you are trying to avoid is in this book, from body dysmorphia, eating disorders, sexual assault. It's all in here. The original cover for this book was literally a list of trigger warnings. So this is intense. One other thing that could cause some people to not enjoy it as much is that the writing style is very stream of consciousness. If you look into it, you'll see lots of people saying that. And at the very beginning, you will immediately see what that means. But it felt like that kind of leveled out a little bit as it went on. Maybe I just got used to it a little bit more, but I felt like it wasn't as present later on in the book. But if that's something that you don't like, that particular writing style, then this would probably be a little hard for you to get through. But it's not very long. If you are looking for something absolutely vile and repulsive and disturbing, but with some extra substance to it. I'm telling you, give this a shot and let me know what you think. As always, links to some of the places where you can find it are in the description. This was a short and sweet one, but if you read it, let me know what you think. I'll catch you next time.